Alpha.
Hi everyone, this is Han. Welcome back again to my another video. This is all about the ZV-E10 right here with me. Alright, so before I start, let me walk you through some of behind the scene what I'm actually using right now. Okay, what you're actually seeing right in the front of me right here is actually I'm using A7C to capture on top with the 51.2 G master. That's how you can get this nice background separation at f1.2. Wow, very good. On top, the sound and you're hearing right now is the ECM-W2BT. So that's a wirelessly transfer in terms of the sound. Okay, and I'm using the ECM-LV1 plug into the microphone itself. So you can hear the sound quality is actually wireless transfer and go through this sound right here. And on top, I'm set to ATT20 on the receiver here just to suppress some ambient noise, because on the top left here there's a bit of engine sound on and also someone maybe doing some work, so there's some sound behind there. But anyhow, this one actually will focus my sound nicer, and ATT20 will reduce some ambient sound. Okay, with this behind the scene backup go away, back to here. As you know, ZV-E10 is an interchangeable lens camera with E-mount. Okay, Sony, of course, Sony mirrors, all the Sony mirrors camera is E-mount. That's our lens mount. So the good thing is we have this one mount strategy, regardless whether it's an APS-C sensor, okay, or you're using a full frame sensor, or using an APS-C lens or full frame lenses. Let's say this is an APS-C lens, and I have a full frame lenses right here. You can mount comfortably onto this ZV-E10. And on top, if I take it out, and that's the full frame lenses right here. Okay, so in future, in case of if you invest any of the full frame lenses, as long as it's E-mount, then you can put it back. So white dot to white dot, done. So you have lots of lenses for you to choose, especially right now Sony, we have up to 64 lenses for you to choose in terms of E-mount alone, both full frame and APS-C sensor, also APS-C lenses. So one thing to note that anything other than full frame, especially like let's say we have full frame, APS-C, micro four thirds, 1 inch, so on, so on, so on. Okay, with a smaller sensor rather than full frame, there's a crop factors. Okay, maybe some of you actually don't know what is crop factors. What it actually means is, because APS-C sensor in Sony is actually 1.5x crop factors. So anything you're putting on, regardless it's a full frame lenses or APS-C lenses, you need to multiply by 1.5x. in terms of the crop factors. So 24 right here on this ZV-E10 is actually a 36 mm in terms of the full frame equivalent field of view. The view will be narrow due to the sensor size is actually smaller. That's why you have this crop factors. So let's say if I take it out, right here, and then I put back the 16 to 50 as is the APS-C lenses, and I put it back right now. 16 to 50, oh, people think, oh, it's a 16 to 50. Actually, it's not. You still multiply by 1.5. So it's a 24 to 75 equivalent in terms of the full frame. So whatever lenses you put it on APS sensor, you need to multiply by 1.5, regardless of it's full frame lenses or APS lenses. It's the same. Because whenever we reference the photo or the view, we always reference back to full frame equivalent. What is the full frame equivalent for this lens focal length? So people know, oh, okay, that's how the size is right there. Okay, makes sense? So that's a 16 to 50, and then even this is a 10 to 18 APS-C lenses. It's actually not start at 10. 10 is actually become a 15 because this is a 10 multiplied by 1.5 equals to 15. That's how you can get this view. All right, so okay, I'll walk you through some of the cool thing about this G lens right here with me, and on top is where I'm going to use this with this ZV-E10 right here with me to do this some quick video filming. As you know, right now I'm a solo shooter in terms of the vlogging right now. Not vlogging, I'm a product sharing right now. So I'm actually using the camera, the lenses on top. I'm using a spoon with me. It is Xperia 1 Mark II right here with me to use it as a viewfinder to actually let me see what is the view right now that I'm seeing. So yeah, that's how I set up. Okay, then I'm going to walk you through with the few G lenses with me. And yeah, some of the footage straight from the camera with the ZV-E10 without any color picture profile or color grading, nothing, just straight from the camera. All right, okay, so most importantly, I will set everything in auto in the video mode, so I let the camera do its job. Then I turn on the product showcase setting or the one push bokeh effect. Yeah, it does its jobs. Okay, thank you. So just stay tuned for more. Right, so again, same thing. Make sure that one push bokeh is on. Okay, it's right here. Make sure it's defocused. That's what you want, defocus. And then also product showcase is on. So you prioritize whatever the thing is focused on the camera. Oh, I forgot. Whenever I start recording, it won't start. And you stop the recording. And then you make sure product showcase setting is on, off, on. Okay, it's on already. So you prioritize on the subject closest to camera. All right. Next is turn on the recording. Okay, so turn recording right now. So it's recorded. And then off. Okay, clear and blur. Defocus. So just a quick demonstration. So this is with the 50mm 2.5 G with me. I can see it's focusing on me right now. Okay, so it's very fast and precise. If I show it to the arm, it will focus on my arm, and back to me, and focus on my arm, and then back to me. So it's a very fast and instantaneous. Sorry, I've been next to a street right here, but it's okay. Still safe, no problem. But yeah. Okay, so that's with the product showcase setting. With anything in front of the camera, it will prioritize. So let's say I bring out my Xperia phone here. So you prioritize on Xperia phone right now. Okay, back to me, and prioritize on the phone, and back to me. So it can go very close, depends on how close the lens can go. But if I go too close, it will start hunting, it won't focus already. So every lens has their own distance focus. And this lens, I think, roughly starts from 35 meters, because I can see it's actually stated on the lens there. So it focus, and then back to me, then it focus, then it back to me. So if it's too close, cannot, then I go further away, then it's okay. Yeah. So you can use the phone as a viewfinder to check, but currently I actually switched off, I didn't turn on, but yeah, just to show you how well it is in terms of the tracking. Okay, with this cell right here. So I'm using this as a viewfinder to sell. Let me see what it's actually seeing right now. Okay, so shooting at 24mm 2.8 with this lens right here. Just want to see how fast it actually tracks when I come in and out. So let's go out of the frame now. I switch off the touch tracking, and back to me. Okay. Oh, I forgot to switch off the touch tracking. Okay, tracking is cancelled, so you back to me and come back. Okay, then I come back here again. Yeah, this is how far it goes. Okay, back outside, then come in. So that's the speed. Okay, come back out again and come back in. So if I put up my thumbs, yeah, can come and go. So yeah, it focus quite fast, very fast. Okay, that's the speed with the product showcase setting, especially with this G lens 24G right here. Okay, you can see very fast, goes very fast. Okay, with the 24mm. So I'm using it as a viewfinder, so very easy for me to see how the views looks like, and then with the tracking on, because it's so precise and accurate. Okay, that's with the 24G. So now I'm going to switch to 40G, so see how well it actually stacks up. Again, and then come back to me. Okay, all right, one more time. So you can see very fast, instantaneous. And one more thing I'm using right now is I'm using this Xperia 1 Mark II with the Imaging Edge mobile apps right here with me. So help me to see my composition, so I can really see what it's actually showing right now, because in terms of the composition point of view. Okay. And one thing with this lens right here is a 40mm, but because since I'm using on the ZV-E10, it's an APS-C sensor, you need to multiply by 1.5, which is equivalent to around 60mm in full frame equivalent on this combination right here. And additional is that this lens can actually focus quite close. So let me take out my stuff here. Okay. So this is a A7C in front of me right here. Okay. So it's a solo shooting right here. That's why the viewfinder like this is very handy. So the viewfinder is very handy. Allowed me to see, even I can touch on it to ask the camera to track on this particular item. It omits anything in the front. You can see very cool. And then if I touch on the background, and you focus to the background, and you can just realize on it. Okay, to the front and to the back. So just use the touch tracking, and it just follows it. Because how I move, it will always prioritize on the thing that you ask it to focus. And then back to me again, focus my hand. Ta-da! Very easy. Okay, just back to me again, and then let me switch off the touch tracking thing. So if I switch off the touch tracking, so the camera will prioritize whatever the closest to the camera to focus. So I'm the closest to the camera in terms of subject wise, it will focus on me. But if I move away, it will go back to the background. So the background will be clear now. Very easy. And then back to me, focus to me. Okay. Then on top, let's say, like I mentioned before, anything closest to the subject, it will focus. So if I put this closer to the camera, it will focus on this Yeah, so currently this camera turned on with the Product Showcase setting as well as the one push bokeh. So it prioritizes the subject into focus and also make sure the background is nice and blurred, especially this is with the 40mm 2.5. Nice background separation right here. Okay, so that's the A7C with the 35 1.8 right in front of me. Okay, and this lens can actually focus quite close. If I can go closer, you can see even can go closer. Okay, so this lens has among one of the closest autofocus performance. Okay, let me bring up this so I can check my viewpoint. Oops, let me switch off this part for now. Okay, so if I go closer, so you can see it go very close, okay, somewhere there. So it's a very good for in terms of when you want to do sharing outside, you know, just for solo shooting by yourself, recording by yourself, especially all those YouTuber or influencer. And with this combination right here, this one to check with the viewfinder, and this one to allows me to control. The camera will control everything for me in terms of focus and tracking. And I just trust on it. It works very well. And make sure just don't go too close, because there's always a distance. It will fall to it won't focus. If it's too close, it won't focus. So somewhere around here, so you can get so you can show some nice close-up of this nice camera and lens right here. Okay, last thing to note is that with this combination right now, because I'm using this phone to Xperia Mark II with the Imagic Edge mobile apps to control the camera in terms of the viewing and recording, all from the fingertips here. Okay, so if the camera by itself recording, you can record with real-time IF with Bokeh. It means that it will track the eyeball whenever you move. Okay, this is the standard, but whenever you pair the phone right now, especially recording at 4K 25p, yeah, it's quite resources intensive. So in this way, real-time IF for movies is actually switched off. Okay, regardless your Product Showcase setting is on or off, it's switched off, so you cannot turn on. Okay, but one thing is when you are in Product Showcase setting mode also, when you start recording already, the camera also cannot switch mode as well. But regardless, no worry, not important, because the real-time tracking from here, by pressing a button, I go to focus to the background. Let's say I go to the background. Okay, so you just go to background. If I press on myself, it come back to me. So with this real-time tracking already very reliable, so I don't really need to worry about whether the eye autofocus is not, you know. So with this, I press on my face, it will go back to my face. See, everything is instantaneous by pressing this. All right. So, but yeah, if you see some lagginess because I'm in this household area, there's a lot of Wi-Fi going on, that might be, you know, interruption with the signal. But yeah, but at least it's enough for me to see. I can see and I can control with the autofocus performance. Okay, so last here with this F2.5 G here, so as you can see with the 50mm, the field of view actually tight, like even more tighter. So with this, how to put it? So the longer the focal length, okay, allows you to have a tighter view compared to a smaller focal length. Let's say like 24 just now, compared to now is a 50. 24 will give you wider view, and the 50 give you like a narrow view. And on top with the 2.5 is an aperture, so the lower the number give you better background separation. So let's say if you have another lens, let's say 100 at 2.5, then you have much more compression, but at the same time you'll have much more background blur, so because of 100mm and 2.5. So the longer the focal length, you'll even go longer, and if it's the same aperture numbers, that will have a very big impact on the background separation. Yeah, so anyhow, for this three is actually 24 2.8, 40 2.5, as well as the 50 2.5 G. Okay, with this right here, as you know, this this lenses uses the linear autofocus, so it's very fast and precise. So if I go out of frame, same thing, you can just trust on it. It goes to the background, and come back to me, and it focus. Okay, very fast, instantaneous. By the way, in the camera right now, I set everything to the fastest in terms of responsiveness, the tracking. Most responsive, the fastest in terms of the autofocus speed. All right, come back here to the background, and back to me, and then to the background, then back to me. So whatever is seen right now is all from the ZV-E10, straight from the camera. What is the raw? Okay, I shoot everything in iAuto in terms of the movie. I didn't use any adjustment, no picture profile, nothing. Just straight from the camera, raw. Okay, so again, very fun to use this as my viewfinder. So I can very easy for me to control where I need to be focused. So let's say I go back to the green thing at the background there, just press on it. Real-time tracking, move in movie mode, and then you will just prioritize on the background and come back to me. All right. Then I go to the tree again. You go to the tree, and come back to me. See, everything is instantaneous, it's very fast. And go back to the tree again. Oops, go back to the tree again, and back to me, and back to the tree. So everything is fast as instant. You can just rely on it. So easy to control. So regardless how I move it, it will still focus on the tree unless I press on myself and it come back to me. So fast and precise. Okay, so with this ZV-E10 right here, especially if you are a solo shooter, you know, you want to do your video review outside and somewhere, you know, and you just by yourself. So this is the best way to control using this phone. Allows you to control where you're focusing. So yeah, very handy. So I back to it, back to myself, and go back to the background, and go to the phone. Oh, go to the phone. Okay, and back to myself. Go back to the background. Yeah, just find something a bit more contrast for you to focus fast, easier, because the phone is all black, so a bit hard for you to track. But anyhow, you can see very fast. Everything is instantaneous.